lateral low crawl, forward low crawl.
Welcome to the show. Against my better judgment, hit the like, smash subscribe. Let's go. Let's go. Welcome to the show. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Welcome to the show. Against my better judgment, hit the like, smash subscribe. Let's go, let's go. Welcome to the show. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Welcome to the show.
Welcome, everybody. Happy Monday. I hope everybody is doing fantastic. Welcome in. Hello, Kathy and Cheesy and Yinette. Kathy was here first today. Okay, Kathy, getting here early. And Amy's here. What's up? What's up, Rara? And Painful Truth. And let's see. I can't read that. Pam. Okay, welcome in, Pam. Sorry, I had a hard time reading it. And who else? Did I say hi to Deb, Daisy, and Jay? Hello, guys. Welcome. Green-eyed Nana. Hi, girl. Rara. All right. Josiah. All right. Robert is here. And Jill. All right. Start the pouring. Yes. I'm about to pour into everybody. Oh, my God. Done with. Holy crap. I done with. And Sapanin, all right, Sapanin. Karen, hello. Mrs. Brown, Erika is here. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome. Please hit that like on your way in. I forgot to even put a thing up. So I'm sure all of you guys probably already did it, though. I mean, I can't imagine you would forget, but just in case you did, please hit that like button. And yeah, how was everybody's weekends? I hope everybody had a great, fantastic weekend. Yeah, guys, well, there's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff happened over the weekend. A lot of stuff popped off last night and first thing this morning. And yeah, so what if I told you that a private person, 92-person private person group chat, allegedly dedicated to protecting Erika Kirk, was allegedly sharing Candace Owens' personal information. We're talking photos, and they, at this point, were even allegedly trying to match her kitchen from a Russell Brand interview, like by going online and looking in, like, I guess the Wayback Machine on like realtor listings and like stuff like that. And it was so bad, allegedly, that one member actually walked away calling it deranged. They said, this shit's deranged. I got to go. And they blew the whole thing open. They posted it all over X. Of course, they sent stuff to Candace. I think I don't know if they sent it personally to her or what, but they blew it up all over X. And now Candace is actually claiming that the names of the people from top conservative companies are on that very group chat. That was her latest post. That was like only a little bit, maybe like an hour ago. I haven't checked in the last hour, but that was from an hour ago. And what if I told you that allegedly Candace Owens just claimed that Paramount Tactical was trying to dig up information on Coach Colin in that group chat? Like he was texting somebody else, like trying to get them to do like a background check on Coach Colin too. Like what? What? Yeah. And what if I told you that right after Candace named the admin, because she found out who the admin on that chat was, and right after she named it, the admin allegedly is out here filing a report. Candace actually filed a report, and then the admin filed a formal cease and desist letter right on X, demanding that Candace and others stop posting about that very chat. Yeah, so there's a cease and desist letter out there now. There's like a lot going on with that. A lot. And what if I told you that the high stakes $300,000 Andrew Wilson versus Candace Owens debate terms are still being hammered out all over the internet as usual? At least they settled on the majority of everything. However, Michael Knowles has declined to moderate this debate. And he has a message for everybody out there who's going to be watching this debate or posting about it or playing it on the internet or making any type of money off the discussion of the debate. And we're going to take a look at that video. I was literally cracking up laughing at the absolute gall of this person. You know, they talk a lot about how terrible it is for Candace Owens to be making a single dollar off of the unaliving of her friend Charlie Kirk. But it seems as though they all seem to forget that we had to watch that man get unalived in front of our very own eyes. We don't watch that type of stuff. We don't go looking for that type of stuff. We would never see that in our lifetime. And yet we were forced to watch it. And not just once, but over and 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 over again. I mean, the video is still flying around out there, right? People are still analyzing it like, what is it? Frame per frame. It's just hilarious that they think that the public should just shut the fuck up about it and, you know, not say anything. It's just really, it's laughable. It's very laughable. And I understand there's a lot going on with people just not wanting to see this debate happen and people that do want to see this debate happen. You know, I personally don't think Candace should have even gave Andrew the time of day. Honestly, I think he's a doucher. I don't like him at all personally. And yeah, I just don't think she should have even brought up his name. I think he just, you know, he got what he wanted because he's all over the internet now, right? we're literally going to be talking about him later on in this stream if we have enough time. But, you know, it's whatever. But now Vivian Kubrick, I think I'm saying that right. She is out there marathon questioning Andrew's pre-2020 digital footprint. And she wants to basically know, like, where was he before 2020? Like, evidently he appeared out here on the internet in 2020, but what was he doing before that? And the way Andrew just deflects everything is absolutely hilarious. We're going to take a look at that as well. And yeah. And oh, I totally missed Andrew actually doing a video reply to Candace's original, you know, when she first brought this debate prospect up on her show. Andrew did a video reply to that. And if we have enough time, we might go through and watch a little bit of that as well and just have a snark fest on that. Okay. And if not, I'll do that separately and put up a video for you guys because I know you like to see those snark videos. But yes, please hit that like, welcome in. And yeah, if we have time, we will go through that. So yeah, I hope you're ready for it. And listen, if you are a person that has like dainty feelings or like gentle feelings and stuff like that, this is probably not the channel for you. And you might want to just exit left right now without complaining. we tend to be snarky and I might even say a bad word or two. Okay. I'm just warning you all ahead of time so I don't listen to any complainers in the chat or later and when people are watching this back, complaining about, you know, bad vibes or whatever. So yeah, let's just dive right into this goodness, because this stuff is, the tea is hot today. Okay, the tea is hot today. So let me pull this up here. This whole creepy group chat stuff. All right. So evidently there's a group chat going on, allegedly. And Candace Owens found out about this in her last week's live stream. Somebody sent her a message and was like, yo, guess what? There's a creepy group chat with you in it. And yeah, I think this is the part where I think this is the one she was talking about. Let's have a listen.
Truth, especially because the influencers are lying. They have lied repeatedly to the masses. They get caught and they just keep lying as if their lives and livelihood depend on it. On top of that, her organization, which she took over in her husband's stead, Turning Point USA, is contracting the services of and platforming people who are meant to lie about this investigation full time. It's their full-time job to attack Candace. I don't know if you happen to catch this, but over on X right now, it's trending. A group of 92 influencers have been exposed, targeting me. Exposed, coordinating in a group chat. The group was brought together by an agent of Israel, no doubt, in the past, before Charlie was assassinated, that this person hosted a spaces on X and went on record admitting that they gather intel, they collaborate with Green Berets. They collaborated with a Daily Wire employee, Cassie Akiva, the Gaza Humanitarian Fund, then run by Johnny Moore, to create files on people for the purpose of doing Israel's PR bidding. At that time, it was about what's happening in Gaza. And they were going after someone who Tucker Carlson had on his show. So, of course, the common sense question is, why is someone who focuses on PR for Israel focused on gathering 91 other people to attack me full-time over the Charlie Kirk case? Okay.
Now, these guys are claiming that it's not called the Attack Candace group chat. It's called the Protect Erika Kirk group chat. And they are, I mean, the internet's split on this one, guys, right? All over X, it's split. Hang on, I lost my mouse. Jeez Louise. Okay, here it is. The internet is totally split on this one. These people that are supposedly allegedly involved in this are claiming that it was not meant anything to do with Candace, like nothing at all. But I guess, yeah, just a lot of creepy stuff. Let me just go to the next post. Like I have them. I started to kind of pull in the posts from the people that were claiming like this is not, that Candace is a lunatic and all that, because I want you guys to see what they're saying too. So this was 3 hours ago. She said, I discovered more people behind the anonymous accounts in this Protect Erika Kirk group chat, and it's now getting interesting. Names of people from top of conservative companies. That is why they are all freaking out. Stay tuned, about to get very interesting. If you personally know anything, please email us at moretips@candaceowens.com. And yes, Biggs is trying to, get Candace he's trying to get a lot of influencers to check out this about these EMTs. And yeah, I've got the entire live stream that he sent me as well, but he wanted to drop that there. But this is just more people just saying, here's Diligent. I was wondering why they started getting so ridiculous about it, because they actually did get kind of crazy about this. They went a little bit ballistic, and I'm going to show you some of their posts. They literally went wild over there. Ali Files says, why are they going so hard to, here, I'll just highlight it. Like they did to me and others. Also, they get into spaces, mark down everybody who's in there, and start attacking. They want to stop the dialogue between everyone. Let me guess, Andrew Covet and the Bold Blakey. Oh, Lord. Here's the Candace meme. Amber says, by the way, so everyone knows, Gary created a new account on X, and I'm almost certain a few others have as well. I'll share and post when I know for sure, but so everyone is aware, beware, this is Gary Loser Mountain. And evidently this may be him. obscure moderator. Now, I don't know for sure, right? This is all allegedly, but joined September of 2025. That was quite a while ago, though, for that. So I don't know. Maybe he does have more. I'm not really sure. Oh, goodness. Yes, Candace is going to be good tonight. Stupid stuff on Andrew Wilson. Oh, good Lord. Yeah, so people kind of, here we go. Candace, I'm not part of any group chats targeting people, not what that chat does in any way that I've ever seen, but okay. Also, Candace, I just target people myself, and it's showing Candace like posting on X a post about a lady. I mean, targeting people. It's funny how they show this, right? Totally leaving out the fact that some of these loons literally post, like, I don't know, what was the one we saw? Like thousands and thousands and thousands of posts about Candace a year. Even Gary himself, if you go on his page right now, it's Candace, 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 Candace. It's almost like he is like obsessed over her. It's like almost an obsession. And yet Candace posts, what is this, 2 posts? Oh no, just 1 post talking about one lady one time. And they compare that to what we saw. I showed you guys that little picture that guy took of all those. He gathered up all those X posts from that lady who was just talking about Candace. She has lots of, like, you're talking 92 people who do that. And then it just multiplies exponentially, right? At least some of these people, right? Because again, not all of these allegedly are part of the whole thing. They're just people that were pulled into this and happen to be sitting there watching it unfold. They don't actually, do anything in the group chat. They're just they got pulled in and they're just, watching it happen. But it's just the hypocrisy, right? They show 1 X post with Candace talking about somebody. 1. And that's supposed to compare to the thousands of text messages one person sends about her, or the, posts that people do about her. It's well. Again, here's another one. This from the same woman who has a 10,000 plus Facebook group called the Candace Intelligence Agency that investigates, doxes, and threatens people. God forbid there be a text group that makes fun of her. Again, they're just seems like they're trying to just dumb it down, right? They're trying to dumb down what it's about. Like, oh, since Candace has a Facebook page from people who send her tips and information for her investigations, this is right. This is the same thing. 92 people getting together to act like middle school children and talk shit on somebody and protect Erika Kirk. Like she doesn't pay millions of dollars to a security team to do just that. But these guys, they got to get over on X and they're her protectors. This is how Lulu this shit is. Like, this is lunacy. Seriously, the Protect Erika Kirk group? I mean, I can't even with that name alone. And you know who's part of that, right? Is Lisa Blows. She's in that group. Of course, now you can see what kind of lunatic shit I'm talking about. And again, another one. Dear Candace, I'm in the group chat you keep bitching about. Your address was never shared. We don't give 2 shits. We all hated you separately because you keep lying and profiting off your friends, unaliving. I'm glad to know that a group chat of 92 people has you screaming at the sky like the sad, miserable loser you truly are. You have 4 kids that you neglect to attack whoever this is because you're desperate and you lost your fake narrative. STF you for once in your life. Like... And this is another person who I see always posting about her as well over there, Yeah, Erika says it's just noise, but then cries. Exactly. It's all just noise. Like, none of this gets to her. And yeah, here comes the formal cease and desist. So this is the cease and desist letter that was sent just over X, right? And she got community noted. as well for this cease and desist letter. She calls it a formal one, even though I've never heard of one being sent on social media. Like, I thought you had to do that with your attorneys and things like that, but it's formal. Notice to cease defamatory, misleading, and unauthorized dissemination of content. I love how they use the big words, unauthorized. Like, I didn't know in America you needed to be authorized to post things on social media. I didn't understand that. I mean, I could see if she was defaming somebody, but Candace just mentions the chat. She doesn't mention any names or anything so far, I don't think. I don't know. But anyways, it's to Candace Owens, Baron Coleman, Diligent, Mel, Shady, whoever Law is in Dad's Law. And they copied Nikita Bear and X Support. Nikita Bear's like the person who's in charge of the X algorithm and all that fun stuff. This is regarding formal demand to cease and desist from false statements, misrepresentation, unauthorized decimation of private communications, and incitement of harassment or harm. Dear Ms. Owens, Mr. Coleman, and pretenders? Is that what it says? Dear Ms. Owens, Mr. Coleman, and pretenders, Denizen, Mel, Shady, Law, and Dad's Law, your real names have been submitted to the attorneys. I'm writing to demand that you immediately cease and desist from your continued publication, distribution, alteration, and misrepresentation of my statements, recordings, and other communications, as well as your dissemination and mischaracterization of material obtained from the private group protecting Mrs. Kirk, otherwise forwardly known as the group. Conduct has gone beyond legitimate commentary or disagreement. So please allow us to be reminded, what is legitimate commentary or disagreement? What exactly has Candace said that's so bad about this, other than the stuff about Philadelphia, is all I can imagine, right? Because she hasn't really gone into any details about how sick and disturbing individuals would have to be to kind of hop into a group chat and start trying to target her and find her address and things like that. At least that's what the claims are, right? I mean, she hasn't really gone into too much detail about really anything in that, right? She's just kind of given hints that it's there. We saw the little clip that she did about it where she says apparently there's somebody targeting her, and she only found this out because somebody in the group showed what was going on in the group. It's not like she just made this shit up, right? Somebody literally sent her all the stuff that was like, hey, listen, this is what's going on. She's going by what she was told by a previous member of the group, right? So, I mean, I don't know. What is legitimate commentary or disagreement? I'm not sure. You've taken clips of my voice and statements from X, presented and or edited those clips in a manner that changes or obscures their original context, and distributed screen recordings of other material originating from a private group. You have then used that material to make or promote allegations that I and or members of the group have engaged in nefarious, unlawful, unethical, and otherwise improper conduct. You have provided no competent evidence establishing the allegations you are making concerning me protecting Mrs. Kirk or its members. Presenting, editing, or selectively excerpted material as though it establishes facts that it does not establish is materially misleading. Likewise, taking communications from a private setting and presenting them to the public without surrounding context can create a false impression concerning the speakers, the group, its activities, and its members. Of particular concern is the manner in which this material and these allegations are being presented to others. Your publications appear calculated, or at minimum, reasonably likely to encourage members of the public to target, harass, threaten, and or otherwise cause harm to me and or other members of the group. I love it. I absolutely love this. I love this. Really? Really? It's encouraging people to target, harass, threaten, and otherwise harm them? Okay. I will not tolerate conduct that places myself, protecting Mrs. Erika Kirk, or its members at risk based upon unsupported allegations, manipulated context, or unauthorized disclosure of private communications. So I guess I would just have to ask, like, how is it that it's private when one of the people in the private group leaks everything? I mean, I guess then it wouldn't be considered private anymore. I don't know how that kind of works with that. Hang on, I want to say thank you, Painful Truth, for the $3 super sticker. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. And where did I see another one flying around in here? In Garrison, thank you so much. Knowles decided per Ben Shapiro's order, which wish JOF was invited. Wait, who's JOF? Yeah, the video that he did was just something else. It really was. I can't wait to show that to you guys. That's going to be in a minute. I'm going to spend too much time on this because these guys are just, this whole thing's just absolutely lunatic. It's lunacy. The fact that people are out here doxing people, that people are out here making group chats to like target a podcaster, it's fucking delusional stuff, honestly. She says, demands accordingly. I demand that you, 1, immediately cease and desist from publishing, reposting, transmitting, or otherwise disseminating false or misleading statements concerning me, the group, or its members. 2, immediately remove all posts, videos, recordings, screen recordings, screenshots, edited clips, reposts, comments, and other material that falsely or misleadingly portrays me, the group, or its members as engaging in nefarious, unlawful, fraudulent, abusive, dangerous, or otherwise improper conduct. Remove all altered or selectively edited recordings of my voice where the editing, omission, sequencing, or presentation materially changes or misrepresents the context or meaning of my original statements. Now, has anybody heard a voice recording of this lady at all? I've not heard a voice recording. I've not heard any voice recordings. She's claiming somebody has a recording of her voice and is like, flipping shit around to make it sound like she's saying something she didn't, but I've not heard that. I haven't seen it. I haven't heard it. I don't know what she's referring to. Cease making or repeating allegations for which you do not possess competent supporting evidence, including allegations that I or members of the group have engaged in nefarious, unlawful, dangerous, fraudulent, or otherwise wrongful activity. I don't think she's trying to say that it's, I mean, I really can't say. I think something being nefarious would have to be like an opinion. Unlawful, that would have to be something factual. Dangerous, I don't know. Fraudulent, factual. Wrongful activity, I don't know. It depends on what your definition of wrong is. So I don't know how you could argue nefarious or wrongful, because I think a lot of us out here could look at something and go, that seems pretty nefarious. I think a lot of us can gauge whether we feel as though some type of, group chat is nefarious. I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen enough information on the group chat. I think if the lady was in the group chat and all this stuff happened, she probably sent Candace a lot of stuff. I would imagine she sent Candace enough things that Candace can make these claims. At least sent her posts about addresses and things like that. Although a lot of people on X claim to be in the group chat and didn't see any of these addresses being put out and things like that. So I just don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like 92 people gathering together to, cry about Candace Owens is kind of weird. And I don't know. I don't know. I could see people doing this kind of stuff, but I don't know if they did it in this group chat. We just don't know. I don't think we've seen enough actual data or information to know that. We've seen some crazy text, and there's one that's pretty strange that I want to show you guys as well. She says, number 6, issue a clear and conspicuous correction and retraction of the materially false or misleading allegations you have disseminated. The correction should be published in the same or substantially similar venues in which the original allegations were disseminated and should remain publicly available for a reasonable period. 7, ceased encouraging, provoking, directing, or facilitating third parties to contact, threaten, harass, intimidate, investigate, confront, or otherwise target me or members of the group based upon your allegations or representations. 8, do not identify, publish, distribute, or facilitate access to private identifying information concerning me or any other members of the group for the purpose of enabling third-party harassment, intimidation, or unwanted contact. Yeah, this does seem a little fucking much for a stupid-ass group chat who was just hanging around going, Candace sucks. Candace sucks. Right? This is a lot. This is a lot. And now you got me wondering even more. This here is what makes me wonder even more what the hell's going on with this group chat, because this isn't normal behavior from somebody who just has a group chat to talk about how Candace sucks, right? This is kind of giving me creepy vibes, really bad. Okay, preserve all evidence relating to your conduct, including original recordings, edited recordings, screenshots, screen recordings, direct messages, emails, posts, reposts, comments, drafts, metadata, communications with third parties, and recordings identifying the source of the material you have published. Nothing in this demand authorizes destruction, alteration, or deletion of potentially relevant evidence. Provide written confirmation that you have complied with these demands and that you will refrain from repeating the conduct described above. Notice regarding future conduct. This letter constitutes formal notice that I dispute the factual accuracy and context of the allegations you have published, and that I do not consent to the continued dissemination of materially misleading representations concerning me or the group. If you believe you possess evidence supporting your allegations, you should preserve that evidence and identify the specific factual basis for each allegation rather than continuing to circulate edited material or unsupported accusations. So she wants her to publish. She's basically saying, like, if you got receipts, put them out there. Identify the specific factual basis to who? That's the question I would want to know. Who does she want her to identify the specific factual basis to? To us, to the public? So she wants her to show the public this stuff, or what? That's my question. She said, going forward, the continued publication or republication of materially false or misleading factual assertions, the continued misuse or disclosure of private communications, the continued manipulation of recordings to create a false impression or conduct encouraging others to target or harm me. Nobody's encouraging others to target or harm anybody. That's crazy. That's what crazy people, I think about, right? Let's see. It will be documented and may be presented to appropriate legal authorities or a court. Nothing in this letter constitute a waiver of any rights, claims, remedies, cause of action, a defenses available to me and any other affected person. All such rights are expressly reserved. This demand is intended to provide you with an opportunity to immediately correct the situation and prevent further harm. If you fail to comply, I will consider pursuing all appropriate remedies available under applicable law, including seeking injunctive relief, damages, costs, and other relief as appropriate. Please provide written confirmation of compliance by 5 business days from this posting. And she got this changed because it wasn't what it said earlier. It says X is not a court clerk. That's the new community note. That wasn't it earlier. Earlier, I took a picture of it and it was like, it said a little bit more about it. I wish I had the picture. It said a little bit more about the community notes, said quite a lot more than X is not a court clerk. But that's hilarious because X is not a court clerk, right? Why would you post your cease and desist letter on X other than to get people like, podcasters or whoever to read it out loud, right? For us to read about it and to imply that this stuff could be false. That's a reason somebody may post something on X, right? Because when you're reading it out, now it's implying that this is a big deal and all the stuff she's saying is fake and et cetera, et cetera. So I don't know. Welcome in, everybody. If you're just joining us, we are just checking out some of this creepy group chat stuff that's going on out here on X. We just found a cease and desist letter to Candace, Barron, and a couple of other people who have been discussing the creepy group chat. And the community notes basically says, sums it up quite nicely and says X is not a court clerk. So I don't think this is legitimately legal. I would have to say. This probably is not legal. Right? So I don't think Candace probably will do anything in regards to this. Diligence says, what? I ain't reading that all that. I'm happy for you though, or sorry that happened. Thank you for acknowledging receipt. The community note, formal cease and desist demand notices to cease defamatory, misleading, and other blah, blah. X is not a court clerk. Somebody is laughing, spitting out their drink over it. Yo, this bitch tripping. Cockroaches don't like sunlight, obviously. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Gay. Well, this is embarrassing for you. Never have I ever seen a cease and desist letter posted on social media in its entirety. Seems performative. This is just too far. Like, seriously, lady, have you gone mad? And that was our very own Bossy. We love you, Bossy. Very funny. Mr. Exclusive, good for you. Oh my goodness. Mia tells her what she should do. That's much more binding than an ex posting a giant legal letter at 7 tagged people. Yeah, I mean, the plaintiff must serve notice in writing on the defendant, identifying the particular publication and allegedly false statements. So the best approach, in my opinion, is, yeah, that's true. She has to actually identify the particular false statements. So that really isn't legally binding at all. It's just performative, it seems. Let's see. Go ahead and sue them. We can't wait for discovery. Right, like Candace couldn't wait for discovery with McCrone and Harpole case and then filed to get both dismissed. Oh, dummies, do you really not understand how the process works? LMAO. Oh, please explain. I would block any unverified grifter trolls and medical sales wearing huge feed proven tinfoil hats as a source. Yeah, this is probably one of the best community notes I think we've ever seen on X, like ever. This is really great. This is really great. But yeah, I do think this whole thing is very disgusting, disturbing, sick, twisted. I mean, honestly, words from an actual attorney. Guys, please don't use AI to write cease and desist letters that you then post on X. There are lawyers for stuff like that. Oh, this is so good. We're gonna post this because this is hilarious. Oh my gosh. Very funny. Very funny. Very funny. Yeah. Please don't use AI. So I guess that was an AI letter. A real lawyer knows better. That's hilarious. Oh my goodness. People are really just laughing this bitch out of here. Why does Erika Kirk's brother, Travis Guinito, look strangely similar to the person in the Utah surveillance photo? That's very true. This person does look similar to this person, in my honest opinion. Oh, I live for the comments. These are great. Yeah. Usually a decent person sends a cease and desist from a lawyer, not an X for the world to see. Candace must have some pretty good stuff on you. Starts group to harass people, coordinates with influencers, publish people's private info in group, gets found out, cries victims, threatens lawsuits. Lady, you wild. Oh my God. How about no? Wow, these are so good, guys. So good. So yeah, I mean, Candace posted this one. She said, now that I've learned that it's a Jewish woman, Clarissa Goldenberg, who is the admin of the 92 people, I'm actually going to file a report. You will recall last year we had a would-be Philadelphian, you know what, who was plotting to unalive on a group chat that similarly grew increasingly radical and obsessive until the FBI had to step in. The man is currently in prison after he pled guilty. I have learned that with this protecting Erika Kirk group chat, that not only we're sharing our personal information, but we're sharing photos and trying to match my kitchen, according to a Russell Brand interview I did. I am of the belief that when an actual member of the chat opts to leave because it's growing too deranged, you should take their word for it and protect your children. Britta Windneer sending here it is, 4,040 tweets about me in the span of 10 months. It wasn't even a year, it was 10 months. Is evidence of a real obsessive derangement. Coach Colin, you were also discussed in this chat, and they were trying to run your personal information as well. Paramount Tactical specifically was looking for your personal information, and I have the messages if you need them. And Coach actually played that out on his live stream today. In fact, I think his live was still going when mine started, and he literally had the same exact talking points as me pulled up. He was literally doing the same live as me. So if you saw Coach's, you're probably going to get bored. Although I don't know if he talked about the Andrew Wilson stuff. Yeah, like I said, I don't know if we saw this. Did we look at this one? Yes, Stealth Medical is the admin, which is a Philadelphian agent who has spoken about training influencers to defend Philadelphia, and an employee for Ben Shapiro's Daily Wire. It's pretty creepy, right? Yeah. And we have like a post here. This was from the 6th. This is when it first came out. And he basically kind of pulled one of these here and just said, like, you need to actually get out of the chat if you, or block these people, you know, because these are the people that are doing this kind of crazy, creepy, crazy stuff. And we have a post from Gary, who says that Diligent lies again. There was never a chat group. It was a text message. Given how much this person already knew about Coach Colin, I simply asked whether she had run a background check. Coach is a public figure whose real name is already everywhere. That is not doxing. I'm sorry, I don't know his real name. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? His real name is everywhere. The thing about these people who are like loving to dox people is they use the excuse that your real name is already everywhere. Your real name's everywhere. Here's the thing though, guys. If there's a single person in chat whose real name isn't on the internet somewhere, let me know. Remind yourself that we, register all of our information online all the time, right? Anytime you sign up for like a credit card, anytime you sign up for the DMV to pay your taxes, to pay any bills online, to order a, t-shirt, isn't your name put online somehow? So all of our names are out there online somewhere. Okay. All the time. That's their main excuse, is like, well, hey, their name's out there already. Well, of course our names are out there. When you don't have your name associated with, say, your YouTube account, like Coach Colin, then it's doxing. Absolutely. If you put his name out there. Absolutely is. It's weird that he actually thinks that that's not the case. It's because he's been doxed and he doesn't like it. He said he was a victim of doxing and he hated it. But it's okay to, run a background check on, why is it okay to run a background check on a random stranger? Literally. That's a parasocial insanity. If he thinks he has the right, I mean, how many times do you think he hung out with Coach? Whatever Coach's real name is, right? Colin, I guess is his real first name. I don't know his last name. How many times do you think he was chilling with Colin over at the house, just hanging out, maybe at a barbecue? Maybe they, maybe their kids play soccer together. Maybe they're BFFs. Maybe they're really good friends. How many times do you think that has been the case, that he's been friends with Coach? Not at all. So I'm going to guess that he's probably not his friend at all. And so to me, if you don't even know the guy personally, he's in your life personally, and you want to run a background check on him, you're a weirdo. It's weird. It's just weird. The Garrison Project, thank you for the super chat. She says, picture it, Jesse on fire standing behind Candace Owens, arms crossed. Yeah, that's a good one. I just think it's creepy. I think it's very creepy. I'm looking in here and none of you guys, very rarely, I said this on the time I talked about the doxing, hardly anyone here has their real names attached to their accounts. And so if I just come out here and say your real name, if I knew your real name, that's a horrible thing to do. Because obviously you don't want your name on there. If you did, you'd put it, right? You'd choose to your very self and you'd put it out there. It just cracks me up that he thinks that that's okay. Crazy. Oh shit, Robert's clutching the pearls. It's going to backfire, but hey, they haven't been acting rational since Charlie died. True. I clicked an X post and saw it that day. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. We were basically like tricked into watching that shit. And then it's like, it's all over the place and you don't know if you're actually going to see that. Sometimes when you click on something, somebody might be just breaking something down or whatever. And even if you don't see the actual blood and like horror of it, you still see it and it still impacts you, right? It's terrible. It's horrible. And the fact that they're out here even bitching that any of us don't have the right to put our opinions online is insane. It's insane to me, especially something you had to watch. We were forced to watch. Crazy. It's crazy. Always be true. You busy girl. Saw you on Coach's Live too. Yeah, I was on Coach's Live hanging out. That's why I said he was doing like the exact same stories as I was. There are literally traitors to the U.S. We are being made to look weaker on the world stage because of Philadelphia. It's just a matter of time before comes to get us. Yep. Maybe my mom named me this. Yeah, hey, that could be your real name. Some of you guys have your real names out here, but if you don't and you don't feel like getting a background check, it's creepy. It might not be illegal, but it's creepy as hell. And the fact that you don't realize how fucking creepy you are is even more creepy. Just put a tank top on and go sit somewhere and look pretty. That's all we need from you. God. Elizabeth Lane contacted someone she claimed was in the FBI and demanded bank accounts, social security numbers, and other private information on my producer. Oh, since Elizabeth Lane tried to do it to him, that sucks. Baron Coleman tried to link my producer, who holds a restraining order against a domestic abuser, to the Jeffrey E. and claimed she put a you-know-what on her abuser, all based on a 13-year-old forum post written by the abuser himself. Given it was 13 years old and no charges were pressed, it's self-evident it was a false accusation made by an abuser. He had no problem airing it, though, and putting her at risk. I'm still waiting to see what Coach did. Candace is the queen of doxing. Her minions have done it relentlessly under the banner of investigating. I'm pretty sure has she doxed anybody? Has she actually doxed people? I don't know. The hypocrisy is staggering. These same people have accused others of unaliving and dug into mothers' past and harassed people demanding proof of innocence. Our side, that's just it, our side. They're turning this into a social media war of some kind, which is absolutely ridiculous. I don't get down and go to war with social media people. Okay, I don't know them. They aren't my friends. And I certainly ain't going to battle with them and going to war against them. That's creepy and freaky. Okay, it's not our side. It's people that come out here and sit in their house and talk about things and have their own opinions and talk about them online. I mean, what is the big deal? The whole thing is creepy. It's very creepy to me. Doxing is given someone's address. She does not dox people. Yeah. I mean, if she's just talking about someone who is, rich and out here being a public figure and they are in some way connected to a case that we're all kind of looking into, I don't see identifying the person that was standing there at a certain point in time doxing. But I do have to say, there are some times that I think she shouldn't go as far as she does with who is this person and who's that person, because then there are people who, I mean, imagine you're just standing there when Charlie gets unalived. Candace gets a snapshot of you and puts you up on her show and is like, who is this? And now everybody's like, oh my God, that's so and so. You know what I mean? And you were just there, traumatized enough as it is. So that there is a little point where I don't really think that's cool of her to do sometimes. I understand when she has to do that with like the police officers or people who are sitting in the courtroom or, things like that. But there are some innocent people, I think, that have been kind of gotten like flack for accidentally getting into a picture somewhere, and Candace sets her eyes on and is like, who the hell's this? Candace did dox people years ago when she was really young. She said she got instant karma for doing it. Yeah. It's just a fine line, I feel like. But here's the thing. He was looking for information about Coach Colin. He wanted to do a background check. No, it's not illegal. All right. And I'm sure Coach Colin's real name is out there. Again, all of our real names are out there on the internet. All of us. There's literally, and nowadays, there's not a single person who hasn't had to fill something out online or put their name out there in some way or have a social media platform with their real name on it. I mean, come on. Everybody says, right? So for that excuse, I don't like it. To say, well, their real name's out there online. I don't like that excuse. Okay, I just don't. However, he listed something Elizabeth Lane did, something Baron Coleman did, and something Candace did. And I still have not seen one thing that he's accusing Coach Colin of doing that was shady in any way, shape, or form. And yet he wants to go ahead and try to dig up a background check on the dude. And not that it's illegal, but it is fucking creepy. It's creepy. Like, what do you need a background? What has Coach Colin actually done? Like, literally, in the grand scheme of things, what has Coach actually ever done to hurt anybody? The dude is so sweet. Even his jokes, he doesn't get as snarky as me and by any stretch of the imagination. He's so nice. And he's out here wanting to do a background check. Like, what do you need to check for? What in the world are you checking for? What are you checking for about Coach? What could possibly? And let me say, how many people would actually care in his audience? How many people do you think would actually care? I don't care what would come back in that background check about Coach. I really like Coach. I like his vibe. I like his attitude. I like him as a person. And I'd still watch him. What are you going to find? What do you literally want to find? It's a background. It's stuff that happened in his past. Like, I just can't take it. I just can't take it. Yeah, our side is exposing material lies and inconsistencies by social media personalities who are exploiting Charlie Kirk's unaliving and defrauding people out of money, views, and clicks. Okay, we could say this exact same thing if we were doing pick a side, right? We could say the exact same thing if we're doing pick a side. I mean, is this Candace is trying to do? Expose lies and inconsistencies by social media people who are exploiting Charlie's unaliving and defrauding people out of money, views, and clicks. I mean, literally, is this? But the only difference is that the people that are on Candace Owens' side, as he likes to call it, they just don't want to deal with, they don't want to deal with these people. They're fine never talking about it, looking their way or nothing. These people are literally it feels almost like they are obsessed. And it's weird. It's like their lives depend on doing something, but we just don't know what it is yet, right? It's like they get so creeped out by all this and so weirded out by all this. Gary tries to show the text messages between him and Shady, and he says, hey, do you know wow, Look, and he doxes him right here. So I'm taking it off of here because I'm not putting that up on my fucking platform. Hey, do you know Coach Colin's real name? Yeah, it's this. Have you done a background check on him? Like, what were you going to tell her if she didn't know? That's unreal. Unreal. And then you got this fucking Lisa Blows. Let's hear what she has to say. She says, the truth about the group chat. Oh no, I just got exposed for being a anti-Candace whatever. What will I do? Or anti-Candace, whatever will I do? I'm dropping the real tea and once again exposing that Candace knows nothing and lies to her audience. Oh, God.
Candace, I don't know if you happen to catch this, but over on X right now, it's trending. A group of 92 influencers have been exposed, targeting me. Exposed, coordinating in a group chat.
So Candace wants you to believe that Turning Point USA is going broke in order to fund 92 influencers to battle it out with Candace on the internet.
Well, actually, if Turning Point USA is going broke from funding 92 influencers, then I feel really bad for them. Okay. And I doubt that they would actually fund 92 influencers if they were close to broke. Okay.
Every day. Absolutely not. That is ridiculous and that is laughable. And notice that she has absolutely no proof or evidence of that at all.
The proof and evidence, I would have to say, doesn't exist at this point in time, at least not to our knowledge, right? We don't know. But I'm sure if there is some type of follow the money, someone's going to follow the money and someone's going to figure it out. But I do have to note again that these people make it their life's mission to actually go after and attack people with a different viewpoint than them. Somebody on their own podcast, minding their own fucking business, doing their own investigation into their own friend who they actually knew personally, okay, doing her thing, was doing a podcast before Charlie was unalived, talking about other things. And then once her friend died, she decided to turn her attentions to that and get some answers. Now, the difference between these types of people and the type of person like Candace isn't out here trying to debunk anything that this girl here is saying at all. Candace doesn't even care about her. Like, that's the last, she probably has never even thought about this girl other than to maybe if she was reading something about her that happened to come across, her desk or something. I guarantee she doesn't care one single bit about who this girl is, what she's doing, what she's saying, nothing, none of it. Because what does it matter? Like, I literally don't care either. I don't care what she's out here saying on a daily basis. I don't listen to her. I don't look for her posts. I don't think she's important. I don't do any of that. And I don't care. If she wants to have her opinion, she's very much so entitled to her opinion. The weirdness comes from the fact that they literally just have nothing better to do than go after people, it seems like. I mean, how many times does Gary post about Candace Owens? It's creepy. How many times does this girl sit here and come after Candace? And what I think happened was she wasn't doing well on TikTok. I mean, she did complain she was on there for years and just didn't catch any followers. And so then she started talking shit about Candace and her views went up a little bit probably. And then who knows? I mean, if you're not making any money doing this and your life sucks so badly from doing this, then I would have to say my whole thing would be I wouldn't do it anymore. Unless, of course, there was something in it for me, which in that case, then I would probably continue to do so. So that's kind of where we get this whole you're being funded by somebody or you're getting something out of this. Because to be honest, I don't think most people don't have enough time to do all of that. You know what I mean? We don't have time to do that. That's just no. And so, yeah, I mean, if this is what you got to do all day long, I don't know. What else are you doing to make money? I wonder. It's just weird. It's just weird.
So that group was created back in March, and it was a bunch of people who were thrown into a group who were already all battling Candace Owens on the internet.
Okay. Girl, y'all ain't battling Candace Owens. In order to be battling someone, they have to be battling you back. Okay. Candace doesn't give a shit about any of that. She literally doesn't care. All you guys are probably a thorn in her side. Do you really think she gets up and goes, wonder what Gary's doing today? Wonder what Gary's got going on. Candace posts stuff about Gary, and I don't think she's ever mentioned this girl's name, but she posts things about Gary because it's funny. It's hilarious. That's why we post about Gary. It's not because we actually care what he's saying. I literally couldn't tell you anything about what Gary says. I just think he's hilarious. I mean, I'll listen to him for like the video I'm talking about or whatever, but that's it. And I literally forget everything he says as soon as I turn it off. I just want to look at his muscles and, we just laugh at him. And that's fun. That's the only thing I think of when I think of Gary. It's not like Candace Owens is battling with these people because she's not in the battle. This is cuckoo shit right here. We were already battling. Like, girl, you have to be in a battle with somebody else to be battling. What the fuck?
We were already debunking her BS every single day. So we were put in this group chat because of.
Well, wait, what exactly have they debunked? If anybody can list one thing, I'll wait. What exactly have they debunked of Candace's? Anybody have? First of all, does anybody even know? Because I don't know. I don't think I ever heard one thing they debunked about Candace's stuff. Like, I'm just super confused. I am not surprised it failed. Yeah, people can just like do whatever they want on YouTube. And yeah, I mean, even if people hate it, you could still just do your thing. But like, in order to be in a battle with somebody, like they have to be battling you back. You know what I mean? When you're in a battle with nobody, that's just you being, I guess, psychotic, right? Because psycho people go around thinking they're in battles with all kind of shit, I think. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, the knives are coming after me. Ooh, that dog's out to get me. Like that's what psychos do. You know what I'm saying? So that's like kind of similar, in my opinion, to that type of behavior. I mean, if you're not actually in a battle with somebody who's battling you back, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know why anybody who disagrees with her opinion cares about what she says. Like, honest to goodness, I don't care what Gary says about anything. I find some of the shit he says funny. Like, I'm not going to lie, he cracks me up. You know what I mean? I'll play his stuff out here and I'll like go on and I'll snark on him a little bit, but it's because it's funny. It's fun and funny. It's not like I am taking it to heart and I'm getting off of here and I'm going on like a like week-long campaign to like text about Gary 24/7 on my X profile. I'm not making Instagram after Instagram or shorts or, I'm not like going nuts just targeting this dude because he thinks something different than I do. That is creepy. It's creepy. That's why people don't watch them. That's why they have such low numbers. That's why nobody wants to tune in to see what they're saying, because it's like creepy behavior. And also, many, many people in the world do not share their opinions. And so they just don't watch those videos. You guys know, a lot of you guys share some of my opinions, and that's why you tune in to hear what I'm thinking or whatever. And you guys also share some of the same opinions, But if you don't share any of my opinions, you think I'm a lunatic. Why are you sitting here? You should be out of here. Like, you shouldn't be here. And if you are, girl, you might have some trouble like this one allegedly has. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. How did they get put in the group? Yeah. I think it was just somebody going around finding people who were just like hating on Candace, and then they made a group out of like, they just gathered them up and put them in a group together. I'm not really sure how it got started, but then it became obsessive, I would imagine. I didn't see any of these obsessive things before the Charlie Kirk unaliving. There might have been, but I thought, even with Graham Allen, I thought Graham Allen was Candace's friend. And then all of a sudden Charlie got unalived and Graham did like a 180 and he's like, I hate Candace. She's a grifter. She's this, she's that. Garrison said, no, we battled back before I was subscribed to you. You just didn't know it. Then you started talking about Blake's mom's corns, and I lost the battle. That's it. That's what I mean. Like, if you don't know you're battling someone, does it count as a battle? Like, I guess. Yeah, she thinks that if people make bad posts about Candace, they're automatically battling her. I guess. I'm not really sure what she thinks. She's like, you know what I mean? She literally doesn't have enough to do. Like, I don't know. I don't know, man. Maybe, I don't know. I ain't gonna say it. It's too rude. I'm too rude.
Being like-minded, to have friends, to be able to vent our frustrations, and to just have people to
Bitch, if you are literally venting frustrations about a podcaster that you don't personally know, what in the fuck are you doing with your life? You really need to figure something else out. For real. For real. If you're sitting on a chat venting about a podcaster day after day, that's parasocial, creepy, weird shit. And you really should get some help, allegedly, at least in my opinion, because that's not normal. Normal people don't got time. Like, I ain't got no time for that. Are you kidding? Wow, dude.
talk to.
She thinks like look at her face. She's like, she thinks she's like really got a point. Look at her face. She's like, girl,
exposed because a member of the group went rogue. I was like, I'm done with this. This is no longer healthy for me. Here is what she said over 2 tweets. Shady Lady Katie wrote, coordinated efforts are coming from some of these people. Here are all the names who were in this group chat. I'm sharing information, background checks, reporting accounts, whining and complaining all day about Candace Owens, and even sharing Candace's own home address.
It was not created to dig up dirt on people and do background reports and to do secret, crazy spy ring stuff. Not even close. And we definitely.
Why are you allegedly doing that kind of stuff in there? If it wasn't created for that, why is the one girl who left your group saying that's what you're doing in there? You mean it turned into that after some time? Then it started. Do you mean it started getting to that point? Like, you just started going in there like, Candace sucks. I need a friend to talk to because Candace really sucks. I need a friend. I need like a group of friends to talk to about how bad Candace sucks. And then it turned into like, let's get her a dress. Is that what you're saying? Like, is that what happened? Like what happened? Because this girl's saying that's exactly what happened. And if it's escalating, then Candace has every right to be like, yo, this is weird. I mean, she already had to do it once because there was already a creepy stalker out there doing some of this same shit in a group chat that happened to escalate and turned into some crazy ass shit. And like, honestly, like, was somebody like this in there? Girl, I'd be scared too if I was Candace.
Didn't release Candace Owens' address. Next, this idea that Shady Katie Lady went rogue because the group was toxic for her and it was bad for her health, so she just had to leave. No, that's not even close to what happened. So back in April, Shady had a complete crash out. She got drunk, crashed out, cussed us all out, and left the group.
Well, maybe she started having a guilty conscience as to like what you guys were doing. I'm just speculating. But if I'm Shady and I'm getting drunk and cussing a bunch of people out, it's probably because I suddenly have just had enough of their bullshit. And now I'm drunk and I got the balls to start cussing people out. So maybe she was just like, oh, this shit is whack. And she just told all you guys off. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe she just got tired of it and left and told you all off first.
And us being forgiving people when she.
Oh, they're forgiving people? Oh my God. Put a 1 in the chat if you don't believe these are forgiving types of people. Yeah, it's shocking. Look at all the ones. Yeah, it doesn't seem as though they're very forgiving people, at least the way they're acting online. It's very scary. I'm terrified of every single one of these people, let me tell you. I'm terrified. Although I wouldn't mind Gary in a tank top, but the rest of these Lulus, one, just one after one. Oh, Sammy thinks they're very forgiving. Sammy says they're forgiving. Forgiving like Erika. Exactly. They're very forgiving. Very forgiving. Lisa knows nothing to debunk people telling her she needs Invisalign. Is there receipts of the crash out? That's a good question. Always be true. That is a very good question because they're yelling about receipts. Yeah, I don't know that I can believe you without seeing some receipts there, Lisa. That's that's a damn good point. Good on you. Always be true. That's a good point. Good point. Yeah, evidently we do. Evidently, evidently we do have to ignore when this kind of stuff happens. We're supposed to not notice this stuff. And if we talk about it, we are just grifting off of the death of Charlie Kirk. Even though we had to watch the man get unalived and it's traumatized us all. Okay. I'm traumatized, and this is the way I feel better, is talking about it and getting on here and bitching about weirdos and things like that. That's my therapy. And I'm gonna keep doing it as long as I feel like doing it. Gonna keep getting on YouTube and talking about whatever the hell I want to talk about. If it happens to be Charlie Kirk because I'm traumatized and I want to talk about it, that's what I'm gonna do. And you guys wouldn't be tuning in if you didn't feel the same way, right? It was disgusting, terrible. People were just trying to find the truth. We want to see what's going on around here. We like to hear about all this stuff between everybody going on. Yeah, lots of ones. Yeah, I don't think she's forgiving either. I just don't think she's very forgiving. At least that's not what I've seen as far as anything in her, anything that I've seen of hers, right? Not yet. I don't watch a lot of her, but from what I've seen, she doesn't seem very forgiving.
He came apologizing and crying. We were like, all right, we'll forgive you. We'll give you another chance. And we let her come back into the group. Come May, she did it again. Got drunk, crashed out, cussed us all out, left the group. And so then when she came crawling back, crying and apologizing, and I'm so sorry, and wanted back in the group,
why in the world would she keep wanting back in the group if there was nothing in the group for her? If there was nothing for her in the group, why would she want back in the group so badly? And oh my, damn, Lisa just looks a little cuckoo right there. Don't she? Look at that. Damn, imagine that in the dark alley at the other end. Yikes. Nope. I'm scared as hell, Lisa. You can bet your ass on that. Oh, thank you so much, Liberty Bell, for the 5 memberships. Please thank Liberty Bell if you got a membership. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Wash them toward my work as Grifter 101 certification. I haven't learned crap. Yeah, please let me back in the group text. Exactly. Why are they why is she begging to get back into the group if she's not getting anything out of the group? You know what I mean? And I can only imagine that why in the world would she keep cussing everybody in the group chat out? Like, why is she cussing everyone in the group chat? I don't usually cuss a bunch of people out when I get drunk unless, I've already been pissed off at them or they're acting crazy or shit like that. It's wild. Just isn't adding up.
we said no. We were like, no, we've already done this. You clearly have a pattern of instability. None of us can trust you. Like, we're done, bro. Sorry. You burned us too many times and we're not doing this. And as soon as we told her no, she was like a child who immediately ran to all the candy cultists who have made our lives a living hell for months.
How is anybody... Wait a minute. Oh my God. She ranted like a child. That's not like anything like this here. What she's showing us right now, that's grown-up behavior. But this other lady, she acted like a total child and then ran to the candy cultists who have made their lives miserable for months. Now, you got like 10 followers across all your platforms over the last 20 years. And you're not enjoying this type of thing because everyone's making your life just a living hell. I mean, for having our own opinions, we're really ruining Lisa's life, right? We're like out here ruining her life because like we have our opinions and they're not anything like hers. And so I just have to ask, like, girl, why are you still in it then? Like, why are you still in all this? Like, it's a little weird. It's giving, like I said, you just either really don't have anything better to do, or you're getting something out of this little group you're in. Just want to know what it is, right? Because we don't do nothing, we don't do anything in life if we're not getting something out of it, right? We're not going to sit here and get in a group chat and talk to a bunch of people if we're not getting anything out of that, whether it's companionship, whether it's help, like, you know, fellow like weirdos or whatever it is. Like, I don't know.
And immediately started cozying and buddying up to them. And this was back in May, by the way.
She posts, I suppose next Shady will become a Cantifa member. You know, maybe I will. Candace does make some good points from time to time. Okay.
So as soon as we knew that she had taken information from that group, we immediately all bailed on that group.
Why? Girl, why? Whoa. What do you mean? Why did you bail on the group if all you were doing is bitching about how bad Candy sucks? Why would you have to bail on the whole group? I don't understand. Yeah, sorry, bitch. You just gave away your hand. You dumbass. Yeah, sorry, girl. No, you're too stupid to be out here doing this. You just need to go find something else to do. This is ridiculous. Why in the world would you bail on your group if they... Why? That makes absolutely no sense. If you're not doing anything at all, why would you need to bail? If it's just innocent, like you say, why would you need to bail? Yeah, this bitch. Oh my goodness.
Left that group and haven't used it since May. It is an old, outdated group that isn't even active. And Shady...
So wait, she took information from an old, outdated group, and back then she's claiming what, in May? In May, you guys were already looking for Candace's address? Is that what you're saying? That was outdated stuff she took from? And she's claiming that they were looking for, like, sharing Candace's address and trying to find out which house was hers, like trying to get, like, why, dude? So how far have they escalated since then? Allegedly is my question. If this group was actually doing those things, my question would be, how far have they taken it since May? If they were already doing it then before May.
She has continued to be a thorn in our side for months. Unprovoked, might I add. There for a while, she was posting about me pretty much every single day, multiple times a day. Never mind that this right here in this moment.
Let's see. Going rogue and being a true hater. Lisa, going rogue and being a true hater, dictator. I will never miss an opportunity to dunk on Lisa. She really is trash, truly an arrogant bitch and a liar. Fun fact, in our TikTok group chat, she once said, I won't have time to watch Candace today. Let me know if she mentions me. Wow. We don't know what your motives are. If I have done nothing to you, the only person who has issues is you, which is why no one in our group chat likes you, Lisa. Oh shit. I'm glad Lisa is being exposed for the fraud and liar that she is. She will get what's coming to her. They always do. And everyone knows that it is I that is the queen of doxing. They all appreciate my skills until it's them that are the ones being doxed. My name is Shady after all. First clue. Oh shit. Shady went a little cray there for a second.
Moment is the first time that I have ever spoken her name on the internet. And so after getting just a little bit of pushback, she just got a tiny little dose of her own medicine. She crashed out.
This is the type of person right here. This kind of person. A tiny dose of her own medicine. Okay, girl.
Out and said that she was leaving the X platform for the millionth time, because this is what she does. She crashes out, she leaves the platform, she comes back, she crashes out, she leaves the platform, because she's a complete psycho. And in this most recent crash,
yeah, guys, We got to totally believe Lisa diagnosing a psycho here, just so you know. I'm 100% believing Lisa when she diagnoses psychos.
out. This was her parting gift to the internet, releasing this list of names. Very old, inactive group chat names.
Nice to go through these, and you should go through these nice.
Okay. All right, then. So that was Lisa's creepy old post. Somebody says, why is the group chat called Protecting Erika Kirk assumed to be a chat attacking Candace? I don't think it was assumed. I think somebody told Candace that it was a group attacking her. So that's probably why she said that. So I'm not even going to read the rest. And Uncle Tom posted this. He said, I'm sure everything discussed was completely benign. Of course, no racist remarks about Candace, and certainly not how to derail an investigation into a homicide. And here's Britta saying, I'm so creeped out right now about what she might have screenshotted from the chat to give to Candace. And somebody else goes, same. Yeah, this isn't really fucking telling, right? This right here isn't really telling at all, right? I'm so creeped out about what she might get from the group chat. What? Yo, this is wild. Yeah, nothing nefarious there in the group chat, huh? Nothing at all. Yeah, and then I don't know why I say this. This is just Gary complaining about, I guess, people in his comment section having no followers. So they must just, they just made their accounts in April and August to mess with him in the comment section. And I love how he complains about it when we just saw that other post. I think it was one of the first ones I showed you, was somebody saying that Gary has an alt account that he uses to troll people out of. This is literally the same thing, but he's whining about it. It's like, I can't with this dude. I really can't. And I'm not really sure what this person did to Uncle Tom, but he is pretty ticked off, and he says that this person has made some false accusations against him. It was pretty wild as well. So yeah, that's pretty much the update on this stupid whole group chat situation. And Candace is going to be coming on tonight, and I guarantee you that she probably has some more good info for us about what she heard in this group chat. I'm really excited to see. Now on to David. David Knoll's response to Michael Knoll's response to the the debate. And this one, you guys are going to get a kick out of this. I sure did. So let's have a listen. Let me bring this back.
As I
pause it. And here we go. This was so good.
Mentioned on the last show, I woke up Friday morning to the news that I had been invited to moderate a debate on the murder of my friend Charlie Kirk between Andrew Wilson and Candace Owens. Andrew had suggested me as moderator, and Candace accepted, and then they started arranging the details of the debate. There was just one person they forgot to ask. From what I've gathered, the debate apparently involves big money, hundreds of thousands of dollars raised as prize money or something. I'm actually not totally sure what the purpose of the money is. I think I'm even being offered a cut.
Actually, it was Andrew who said that that you were going to moderate the debate, and Candace says, okay, Candace just assumed that he had gotten your permission ahead of time and everything was cool about it. And the money is actually to pay Candace for him being allowed to debate her.
In any case, after giving it serious consideration over the weekend, I will be declining the invitation. The whole internet seems to think this debate will be must-see content. And I'm sure it will be. I bet it'll get zillions of views. That is, in fact, why I'm declining. I'm gratified that the debaters think I have the right temperament to moderate. I try to be judicious, not get too emotional, not call people names, and so on. But in many ways, I'm probably the single worst person to moderate this debate, because for 10 or 11 months now, I have been very possibly the only person on the internet who has consistently maintained that our friend's murder should not be used for podcast content. On the debate matter itself, I've said many times, I think the evidence is pretty clear that Tyler Robinson murdered Charlie. But that fact alone would not preclude me from moderating. Everyone has opinions, doesn't mean you can't be fair. The bigger issue is that even if I didn't think Tyler Robinson murdered Charlie, I am certainly convinced that the guilt for Charlie's murder should be adjudicated with gravity and sobriety in a court of law.
Okay, so addressing a couple of these comments, first of all, again, with this whole, Charlie Kirk's unaliving should not be podcast material. Shouldn't be talked about, guys. You shouldn't want to talk about the assassination you were forced to watch. Shouldn't want to discuss that, first of all. And you know what I have to say about that, right? I don't give a shit what you think that we should be discussing on our own platforms. If we had to watch somebody get assassinated, we're going to go ahead and probably have fucking opinions about it and want to discuss it in many different ways. And that's just what happens when when you're forced to watch an unaliving like that. When you don't get into that kind of thing, it's not your thing and it traumatizes you. Some people tend to get upset by that and they are allowed to discuss it on their platform. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Candace. And I really wish she would have, made money off of every video she did about Charlie. He was her friend. And you know what? If anyone has a right to talk about him, it's her. She, just like the rest of us, was forced to watch that happen. Okay. And as far as Tyler Robinson and this whole guilt about who unalived Charlie Kirk being adjudicated in a court of law, that would be fan-fucking-tastic. I think we would all love to see that. However, the people investigating this crime have seemed to have left out quite a few suspects off their list. Seems that they completely ignored several people. They have, done terrible things as far as trying to preserve evidence, things that have never been heard of until, in fact, the unaliving of Charlie Kirk. And so, yes, it would be lovely if we could see this thing adjudicated in a court of law. However, doesn't seem that that's going to be the case because our federal government and the Utah Police Department, whoever's, Utah State Police, I think, is who's investigating. I really ain't sure. The authorities in Utah, they've all dropped the fucking ball. And they don't seem to be interested in actually investigating this unaliving. They seem locked in on a suspect and they seem to investigate and only find evidence of things that could point to that particular suspect. And we all know, even though we're not investigators, we all seem to know that's not how it works. But that's how they made it work. And so, yeah, those things aren't really going to be happening anytime soon. Not at all.
Rather than in an Ouroboros of endless, not to mention lucrative podcasts. The only silver lining in the storm cloud of Charlie's murder was the brief unity it brought to the right. You might recall it was very brief. The right came together as leftists at every level of politics revealed their rot and cruelty by justifying and celebrating Charlie's murder, in some cases before his body was even cold. Soon after, however, a cottage industry sprung up of Charlie murder content. Candace, of course, launched her series on the subject, which I've said many times from the beginning I thought was wrong and I wish she wouldn't do it. But it got lots of views. People found it very interesting. Then all sorts of other podcasters started doing their own shows, full-length shows, weeks of shows, months of shows, about how much they hated Candace's shows about Charlie's murder. And those podcasts got lots of views too. The other group of podcasters' justification was that they wanted to debunk Candace's theories, to get people to stop watching her shows. Many of them, I suspect, had very good intentions. But I said at the time that I thought it was a bad idea, that it would be counterproductive, that we should state our opinions, of course, tell the truth as we see it, but that to obsess over every theory and speculation and provocation not only would not work, but in fact would do more harm than good to everyone and everything other than the view counts and bottom lines of the various podcasters. I predicted that this issue would only be resolved in a court of law, that opinions would only be changed by the prosecution and the defense, the sort of thing we began to see in the pretrial hearing last month, that all the rest of it was noise at best, and at worst, a very dark form of entertainment. Basically, everyone ignored my opinion, and many people harshly criticized me for suggesting it. But here we are, 11 months later, and despite innumerable podcasts on the subject, the matter has not been resolved. The rancor has gotten worse. The appetite for the Charlie murder industry is higher than ever. So, this debate will be the Super Bowl of Charlie murder content. Millions of people will watch it, lots of money will be made, lots of opinions will be put forward. And I strongly suspect that this too will fail to put the matter to rest.
I'm sure it will. And I honestly don't think, since they decided not to, since Candace is saying, let the public decide who wins this debate, I'm pretty sure we're going to just be seeing the same exact things that we always see. It's going to be, you know, the people who are buying the official narrative or are selling the official narrative are going to say that, oh, Andrew won that debate. Totally was so obvious. And everybody who loves Candace is going to see that Candace won the debate. I think that's just going to be how it ends up. I don't think anything's going to get solved by this. I think if anything, it's just going to entertain us to watch Candace try to kick Andrew's ass because we dislike Andrew. I think that's really the only reason I'm watching. I don't care what they would actually debate on. I think Candace would win no matter what. And I don't, you know, I think it would be funny to watch. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's ever going to be and I don't think it's going to get solved in court either. I think no matter what happens in this court hearing, I think honestly, there definitely isn't enough evidence to convict somebody. At this point in time, there's way too much reasonable doubt. And if the jury comes forth and they do convict Tyler Robinson off of the evidence that is going to be shown in court, either the defense is going to throw the trial or the jury's going to be bought and paid for, because there's just no way that they could convict this kid with the evidence that they have. But they're going to do what they want. And I don't think it's ever going to be solved. I don't think there's ever going to be anything that happens until some new investigators come in and they decide that they want to reopen the Charlie Kirk unaliving and truly do a real investigation and see what actually happens. You know, I think that's it. I think that's the only thing that's going to solve it. And it might not even be in our lifetime. I mean, we just don't know.
Lots of very fine people I quite like and admire, friends of mine, think this debate is a good idea. I am in the distinct minority of people who have consistently held that all of this chatter is not doing any good whatsoever. Everyone else, on all sides of the subject, seems to think that we're just one podcast away from settling it.
At this point in time, I don't think it's about settling it either for Candace. I honestly don't know that it's about settling it for Candace. I think that it's about waking people up to see what the hell is actually going on. I think that's all it's about. I think it's about the public letting our, you know, government and the whole world realize that we see what's happening here. We see what's going on. We're not sleeping anymore. We're not, you know, we don't have our eyes down anymore. We see what's happening. I think that's the whole point of her doing this. I don't honestly think she's going to go, oh yes, I solved it. And then expect the, you know, defense to come and contact her and then use her, whatever she finds in the court hearing, or the feds are going to go, oh, great job, Candace. We're going to reopen the investigation, and using all the clues that you found, we're going to go ahead and do a proper investigation. None of that's going to happen. And I really doubt Candace actually thinks it does. I really doubt Candace thinks that's what's about to happen with this. I honestly just think it's about waking people up and making people realize what it is that we're actually looking at right here. And I truly think that it is important for people to talk about it, bring it up and discuss it and put their viewpoints out there and whatever. I think it's very important. I think every voice on the internet who's talking about this adds to the pressure that we put on to letting, you know, these Fed sloppers realize that we're not buying it. We stay quiet, and what do you think that good that's going to do? That's just going to let them know they can keep doing this stupid ass shit.
So because of that, I'm sure Andrew and Candace will have no trouble finding a suitable moderator, probably several, who holds a different view of the genre than I do. However, since I was briefly roped into all of this, I would like to make a couple proposals before I end my involuntary involvement. First,
no thanks.
I understand there's a lot of money on the line in this debate.
What?
I don't know the exact number or even how it's supposed to be distributed. If it's a split among the debaters and the moderator, or if it's a prize for the winner, or if there will even be a declared winner. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
What I propose, though, is that every penny of the prize money, as well as the video monetization revenue from however many platforms this is streamed on and restreamed on, probably hundreds of them, goes to Charlie's kids. I would suggest a college scholarship fund, but Charlie...
Is he serious right now? Is he actually, this dude's sitting here with a straight face and fucking saying this right now? I mean, is he for real? I just can't. I can't. First of all, this suggests that Charlie didn't fucking take care of all those things for his kids before he even passed away, okay? Which is kind of insulting if you think about it. I'm pretty sure I know that Charlie Kirk made sure his kids were well taken care of, and his children's children and his children's children's children are well taken care of. Literally, they're not wanting for a single thing. In fact, we saw an entire warehouse full of all kind of goods and things for his children that Erika's letting in there, sitting collecting dust because she doesn't need that shit. I mean, there's kids out there who do, but Erika doesn't need it for her kids. And so it's just sitting there collecting dust, probably $1 million worth of shit, if not more. I mean, I don't know. I had never seen $1 million, so I don't know what you could buy with it, right? I don't know. But they actually suggest that anybody who is going to watch this debate or, make money off of this debate, that Candace should donate that money to, look, if Erika wasn't in charge of their children, maybe, but no. Yeah, Tucker alone raised $5 million for her. Charlie Kirk left her, what was it, 20 million, 30 million, something like that. Plus, didn't she brag and say she made $250 million on merch sales? I mean, that's just that one day. That was just like 4 days after he passed away. They don't need no fucking money for their kids. Not at all. Get the fuck on out of here. This is more rich people saying dumbass rich shit. And I think Candace is going to earn the whole entire $300,000 fucking dollars she makes off of this in the first place for listening to Andrew for who knows how long. I think the minimum is 3.5 hours that she has to sit there with that stinky fuck and listen to him. Are you kidding? 300 G's isn't even enough. If I was Candace, I would have kept it at 500. I would have said, no, you can't make 500. And if you make 500, don't come here. No, not at all. She deserves every penny of each dollar she makes putting up with that douche.
Famously hated college, other than Hillsdale, maybe Liberty, a few others. But put it in a trust for that, some way to avoid a circumstance in which anyone is profiting off our buddy's corpse.
The balls to say this. The balls to say this as we hear Erika on her Zoom calls, right? We just made $250 million in merch alone. It's so great. Oh, I forgot my husband's dead. Yeah, he died. I'm sad. I'm super sad right now. Like, get on out of here with that shit. That is so ridiculous. If that bitch makes, I hope she monetizes that debate on her channel. I mean, I know Andrew's going to put it on his channel too. That's why he wants his own cameras there. That was the whole thing, right? He said, I want my cameras there too, because Andrew wants to monetize the video. That's exactly what it is. I doubt if Candace will, because Candace didn't monetize her biggest video on her channel to date, which was, this video's to my friend Charlie, which got 7 million views or 70 million. I don't know. It was some crazy amount of views it got. And she didn't monetize that video. She didn't play a single ad on it. It's not monetized on YouTube. She didn't monetize that at all. So I doubt Candace will monetize this, although I think she should. 100% think she should. She's going to be putting in the work, and I don't think $300,000 is enough to put up with Andrew for 3.5 hours plus. But, unbelievable. The ball sack on this dude who doesn't even know what the hell's going on with the debate. He doesn't even know. He's like, I don't know what the prize money's for. Bitch, nobody's getting prize money. What are you talking about? Like, he doesn't even have the time to go check to see what it's about. And I get it, because Andrew Wilson just threw his name out there, and Andrew's a dick. And he never even fucking was like, hey, Michael, you know what? I suggested that you be the moderator. Do you mind debating, or do you mind moderating this debate? He did it on X. Andrew was like, what? And then he says, oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, dude, if you'd want to do it, that'd be cool. It was like some ridiculous half-assed asking this dude, who you see is very put together and bougie and shit. He doesn't want nobody asking him nothing like that. He wants his accolades. He wants respected. It's like kind of shitty on Candace about it. Like Candace had anything to do with it. Candace just agreed that, the moderator Andrew picked, and who she thought Andrew, already got in touch with and was going to do it or whatever. I don't know. But he just got, just got some balls. Doesn't even know what this shit's about. And he's going to sit there and lecture people on what they should make money off of. And I just find it hilarious. I just find it hilarious. Instead of thinking about what you would want to see, why don't you think about what your friend Charlie would want to see? Because I can almost be willing to bet Charlie would want Candace to make money off of this. I think Charlie would want Candace to make every penny off of this that she could. Wasn't he into like free markets and doing your thing and working hard and doing it? And she's out here trying to protect her friend and find out what actually happened to him. But there's an issue with that. Like, get the fuck on out of here. If that was me and I get unalive, I give you all my blessing to get on your social media and you talk about it all you want. In fact, even if I die of natural circumstances, you can make up a conspiracy theory all about it and just go ham. You know what I mean? Make all the money you want. I just think it's crazy. He has the balls to say this, like Candace is doing something wrong. It's just so 9.2 million views. Yeah, that's like the biggest viewed thing. And who knows how long that was, probably pretty long. But it's just like, come on, dude. Come on.
My second proposal is
fuck.
that
His proposals. I love how he thinks that, like, since they asked him to moderate their debate, if he's just going to be like, I'll tell you what you should do. Let me explain how you should do things. Oh, fuck. Here we go. What else, Michael?
everyone involved, the debaters, the moderator, the audience, everyone agrees to keep the cameras rolling for as long as it takes to hash out all of the issues and opinions and intuitions and anything else that can possibly come to mind, and then to put an end to the Charlie murder industry for the sake of Charlie's widow, Erika, for the sake of his kids, for the sake of his whole family, as well as for the...
He doesn't get it at all. This here seems like another Fed slopper to me. And I think he did say that was his standpoint was Tyler Robinson did it. That was his standpoint. And so I totally think this is another Fed slopper, putting these ideas out here on what he thinks should happen. Then we should all he's basically saying, like, as long as all you guys agree that you're going to watch the full debate from start to finish while they hash out every detail that they ever had a question about. And you know what? After that, you all shut the fuck up about it. It's over, bitch. In fact, I think that's horrible to do to your friend Charlie Kirk when, nobody knows actually what actually happened to the guy. I mean, unless you buy the Fed slop narrative. And then, of course, yeah, you'd want to put it to bed and shut everybody up. Unreal. Thank you, DW1, for the $2 super chat. Salem, watching from Australia and love watching your podcast. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so very much. Yeah. Yeah, the tribute to Charlie was so great. Erika's never done anything close to that. Exactly. Yeah, refusing to moderate, but let me moderate how this happens. And let me moderate what all the fucking internet people do after it's over with. Like, I mean, this dude has some balls. I think that must his balls must be really pushing on his brain for him to think this shit's actually, like, anybody's gonna listen to this nonsense. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he's dripping in slop. Yep, he is a jerk. Yeah, a disappointment. Yeah. There's no enlarging any of that, Oksana. I'm sorry. I think you might be watching the vertical version, the one that's like this. If you click the link that's at the very top of the description, you'll get to the bigger screen version. It's the full screen, and you can see everything way bigger on that version. I have this running on 2 versions. So just like click the more. When it says more, click that. You'll see a little blue link there. Just click that link and it'll bring you over to the other version, which you'll be able to see things a lot bigger. Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't got a big fireplace behind him. Me too, Kelly. Oh my God. Michael, did I do good, Uncle Andrew? Coffee lover just got here. We are actually listening to Michael Knowles, who happened to be the one who was asked to moderate this debate between Charlie Kirk, about Charlie Kirk between Andrew Wilson and Candace Owens. And he's giving his 2 cents on what exactly should happen during this debate and after this debate as well. He's like, let me tell you what you should do now and afterwards. And also, he's telling the entire internet that after this debate is over, we are all done talking about Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk is a thing of the past. It's just going to be, because I mean, Charlie was his friend. He doesn't want anybody talking about him and stuff like that. Just Jessica, Charlie opposed paying for kids' college. Oh, wow. That's good to know. Thank you. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Yeah, seriously, like, come on. And Amy says, Candace ended one of her ex posts to Andrew Wilson with "Prove me wrong. I thought it was a great nod to Charlie. I teared up a little." Exactly. Yeah, Candace, I mean, I think Candace is doing this for the right reasons. And I think if she wants to make some money off this, I think that's perfectly fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And also, thank you so much, Amy, for the $5 super chat. Thank you very much. But yeah, I don't see anything wrong with her talking about this on her already established podcast. It's not like she has gained 10 million followers from this, right? She has just climbed her way to the next million, which she was on her way to doing anyway. I don't really think this made any difference in her success one way or another. If anything, this made people hate her more. This made the hate for her even stronger. Michael is an executive grifter. He has others do grifts for him. Okay, he is administration of grifting. In fact, he has no balls, allegedly. Oh, okay, my bad. My bad, Hazel. I thought the balls were like smushing on his brain a little bit, and that's why he was acting so ridiculous up here, because I cannot. Yeah. All of DW have always been grifters. Yeah. I pee sitting down. Oh, wait. Yeah, and GK Man posted the link for any of you guys who are on the vertical version. GK Man posted the link. If you click that in the chat there, it will take you over to the full screen version. Did the link work, GK Man? I don't know that it did. Hang on. Oh, yeah, it worked. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pin that link to the chat so you guys can get to it anytime you want. Oh, and Benjamin was a Charlie that day. I find that interesting. Yeah, I think he did say that. Yeah, he's just another paid actor. Yes, that is Michael Knowles, Kathy. Yep. Yeah, he's not going to, Hazel. He is refusing to moderate, but he is going to tell everybody what they should do throughout the debate with the money that she's earning from the debate. He's going to tell her what she should do with that. Tell her what all of us who are going to, if anybody makes money off of watching the debate, like I'm going to throw a little watch party here on the channel. And so I guess if I make like $5, $10 in super chats, I'm supposed to send that to Charlie's kids for their college fund, which Justice said, or Just Jessica said that he didn't even want that anyways. And so, yeah. Oh, Just Jessica, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Erika is just pissed. She's spending all her money to shut us up. Yeah. Thank you so much for the super chat. And you know what? She also spent quite a bit of money on all that bling she's got on. All that bling she's got that she's rocking. You know what I mean? I can barely afford my fake silver hoop earrings, and you know what I mean? This bitch is like loaded down with like all these bracelets and all these fucking rings, and oh my god, yeah, she's just mad. She's putting out too much money on all that shit. I wouldn't be surprised if she bankrupts with all that money. Rich people can still bankrupt themselves. I wouldn't be surprised if she does.
Sake of his political legacy, and not least for the sake of justice. Tyler Robinson's defense can make its case. The state can make its case. The rest of us can comment as hard facts come to light from the authorities and from the accused. Those are my suggestions, since I was sort of asked. I have no expectation that anyone will pay any more attention to those suggestions than they did to my similar recommendations many months ago.
You got that right, Michael. I can guarantee you none of us are going to pay any attention to any of those suggestions, and you really are acting like you have a huge set of balls by even being up here telling me what I'm going to do on the internet after the debate is over and what I'm going to talk about. And I think it's hilarious you're going to try to tell Candace what to talk about too, because she was his friend just like you allegedly were as well. I mean, I can't with these people. I think we should give him one of these. I think you need to fuck all the way off Michael Knowles. You sound insane. You sound like your ball sack is just so big, it's smacking you in the back of the head there, and that's why you're a little bit delirious talking about all this nonsense. Okay, just so we're clear.
But the best thing that could come out of this debate is for it to be the final word of the Charlie Kirk murder industry. If I thought that were likely to happen, I might have agreed to moderate. And I'm open to being proven wrong. I hope I'm proven wrong.
You're not going to be.
But I wouldn't put any money on it.
No.
I'm Michael Knowles, just the Michael Knowles.
Oh, good. Good. I'm glad it's over. Yeah, that was absolutely, wasn't that something else? I want to see what the comments said about this. Honest Ash said Ben Shapiro told him no. They want Tim Dillon to moderate it. And I think he should. I think Tim Dillon should moderate it. Someone said, I threw in a demand for the glitter suit and the cat too. That was perfect. Milo should be the moderator. He can match their energy all day. I don't think he'd let Candace talk. He'd jump in and destroy him. Likely. They want to see if Candace will donate the money. Heck no, Erika and kids are loaded. Yeah, see? Where is this? Girl, I said the same thing. Tim Pool has now volunteered. I assure you, I ain't watching if he's moderator. Me neither. I don't think I will either. I don't think I could. I might try, but I don't think I could ever watch if he's moderator. I really don't. Not at all. Ben, please let me moderate the Candace versus Andrew debate. Mike, absolutely not. You will stay exactly where you are. And if you don't, I'll get the whip. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. This is a good one. Truth over trends. Mission. More truth, better debates, less clowns. The Daily Wire. Goodness. I didn't like Knowles' reply. Seems scripted, but the right man for the job is, I don't know who this is. Better than Knowles in any case. He's been given his passive aggression goy slop script from the top. Did not get the details of the situation at all from someone outside of the Zio bubble. No one plans to watch that dude's garbage mouth. It was never going to happen anyways. Ben said no, or Michael wants to keep his platform. He's open to being wrong, and he hopes he's wrong. Did I hear that right? Oh, he means that this debate will be the end all say all. Not that someone or some conspiracy other than Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Solo occurred. Got it. Yeah. Heard the first 2 minutes, and I'm not listening to that. To summarize, as expected, Ben told Michael no, and Michael wants to tout the propagandist narrative. Andrew is just throwing people into the mix to evade having this thing truly ever happening. Yeah, that actually could be something that's going on there. He threw Andrew, and knowing Andrew would say no, and thinking that, well, if we don't have the if we can't get a moderator, then we can't do this or whatever. Who knows? A blonde with brains. I love that name. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. He should be wearing an Against My Better Judgment shirt. I wish he would be. I should be wearing one too. I wore a different one today. Thank you so much, Liberty Bell, for the $10 super chat. Thank you. Knowles, working for the Daily Wire and being godfather to one of Candace's kids walks a very fine line. Yeah, I was going to say, I thought he was the godfather, and that is wild that, that's pretty wild that he's actually, her godfather, and he still works for the Daily Wire. That's pretty cray-cray. My goodness. Hazel says, you're awesome. I'm broke, but I still have credit left. Oh, thank you, Hazel. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Trust me, I know we're all pretty broke nowadays. It's pretty terrible. And this dude's talking about people donating more money. It's always donate, donate. Andrew wanted to crowdfund. He basically wanted to listen to that. What if Andrew is crowdfunding the 300K and then he wants it donated to Erika Kirk? That's hilarious. These people are something else, dude. I cannot. They were going to crowdfund the money and then he wanted to send it to Erica. I can't. Oh my gosh. The balls, dude. The balls. And D, thank you so much for the $15 super chat. I think all these lies they throw out every week isn't happening for no reason. I believe they are distracting us all from what's really happening in the USA. Hope you guys don't get blindsided like the Palestinians. Yeah, the Palestinians. Yeah, I know. Trust me, I know it. I just don't know why Candace would debate this douche, but I think she just feels like kicking someone's ass. I really think that. I think that right now she hasn't been able to like really like say anything in an extended period of time to any of these D-bags out there who are towing this Fed slop. I mean, she says little tweets here and there and she gets on her podcast and talks, but no one wants to argue with her about this stuff. And I think that she wants the argument so that she can actually prove her point. I don't know. I don't know why she would give this guy's, even put his name out there. Like her saying, I didn't know who he was. I mean, oh my gosh, Andrew's response to this, her putting that out was so crazy. We should actually watch it and snark on it together one of these days. It was really wild, to be honest. He was out here saying like she was lying because she did too hear of him before the podcast he did. He's like, no, she did hear of me before that. He pulled up an X post and it's kind of like an iffy kind of thing because I don't know if I believe him, but he just was like, he acted like such a dork. He makes up words. It was so weird. He's such a dork, dude. Oh, and his wife got in the mix. I gotta find those messages and show you. Thank you so much, D-Dog, for the $5 super chat. I am for real broke, LMAO. Can we look at Michael's Lord of the Rings background again? Yeah, it was pretty Lord of the Rings-ish. Let's see. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's all bougie. Yeah, what's with the fake window? What is that? Do you see that? It's literally a fake window with like a picture behind it. Oh my goodness. It must be like a full-on set. He must have like a full-on set to make it look like he's, he's got the cigar box and he's got a candle burning on the desk. That's so funny. Actually, I think I do have some of those. Oh yeah. Oh guys, wait, it gets better. Let me show you this stuff. All right. So not only did Michael make this ridiculous thing here, trying to tell us all what we should do after the debate, but let me take this down real quick so I have room here. But remember the girl that we watched in that Andrew Wilson video where he was telling that girl off and talking about her sniz or something like that? He said, you eat sniz. And he was like screaming in her face. It was the only video that's really circulating of Andrew debating. Well, this is the girl he was talking to. And I guess Andrew, for being like this manly man, Andrew's wife has been out here all over X defending her man. Okay. And now listen, I'm the first one to come out and defend my man as well. But I guarantee you that if my man was in a public fight with a woman, I wouldn't come out here and say anything because my man can pretty much handle like bitching back and forth to a woman. The fact that she's coming out here and defending him is so hilarious. And it just shows what a weak wussy he is, because his woman has to come out here and defend him. She actually made a comment about the smoking with Candace and stuff, and she was like, wow, Candace, what a woman thing to say. A man can't smoke around you. What a womanly thing to say, or something stupid like that. And it was like, bitch, a womanly thing to say. I'm pretty sure the American Medical Association recommends people don't fucking smoke around you. And, also people who don't want cancer. I mean, just a fucking suggestion. I mean, it was just absolutely nuts. The girl's like, okay, and she's out here defending him left and right. And all she's doing is making him look super weak. That's the only thing she's doing. And here she is out here arguing again. Candace and her fans fell into the trap of relying on an out-of-context rage bait clip featuring the radical leftist Snizzlicker, and she has it in quotes. Go watch the full exchange where the transgender lesbian in question tells vicious lies about me. I call in and confront her on it, and she retracts, I guess. I don't know. Well, this girl, Charlie, she comes out and she's like, hi, I'm Charlie, the person that debated Andrew Wilson on the whatever podcast and revealed that his wife Rachel had 5 children with 3 different baby daddies. I usually wouldn't dignify Rachel Wilson with a serious response, but I feel compelled to clear up her lies on the off chance the Wilsons try to use me as a cudgel against Candace Owens. Long response below. I won't respond to the Wilsons further, tagging Candace for posterity's sake, though I doubt she'll see it in this deluge of Wilson-related nonsense. She said, number 1, Candace Owens and her viewers are not siding with me. They don't know who I am, and they don't care. If they did, they wouldn't side with me because we are not politically aligned, but they would still judge Andrew for being reactive. Number 2, there's no context to add to the clip that makes Andrew look any better. I'm not responsible for Andrew's emotions. I remained calm while Andrew, Rachel, and the super chats insulted me. Andrew flew off the handle with very little provocation and made an ass out of himself. That's not my fault. Number 3, the framing of this clip is not deceptive. I was polite until Wilson called me stupid. The reason no one wants to watch the first 4 hours of the debate is because it's a cordial conversation with little substance. I did nothing to trigger Wilson calling me stupid other than remaining unconvinced that my life would be better or off without feminism. Number 4, I didn't lie about Rachel. It is true that she has had 5 children with 3 different men. She's admitted that. I was wrong, however, about her having been married twice before. I thought she had been married to all of her baby daddies, but she only married 2 out of the 3. The Wilsons did not correct this detail during the broadcast, which is interesting. I also thought that Rachel was more than a few years older than Andrew. I learned that she's somewhere between 3 to 5 years older than him. For the record, I wasn't going for her looks. She looks a little younger than her husband. I wanted to make a point about the way Andrew has denigrated older women in the past while being married to one. She could potentially be referring to me describing her and her husband as traditional, which she claims they aren't. I don't think I need to address how silly that semantic argument is when they're peddling conservative Christian Orthodox family values. She said, I did apologize to Rachel, but not for lying, because I didn't. Andrew and Rachel felt compelled to tell me that one of Rachel's exes had abused her. So I apologize if the discussion had brought up any bad memories. I think I regret that, though. She's an adult in charge of her own feelings, and the circumstances that ended her past relationships are irrelevant. Many of the women in the Wilsons judge have certainly made choices influenced by abuse and haven't been shown any grace that Rachel shows herself. That's true. Many of the women that the Wilsons judge have certainly made choices influenced by abuse and haven't been shown any grace, right? Rachel shows herself. I didn't tell Rachel that she would have been better off aborting her kids. I didn't bring up abortion at all. Andrew and Rachel kept asking me if I thought they should have aborted their kids, and I said maybe it's what I would have done and I would have been better off for it. I'd have to rewatch for the exact phrasing. Regardless, there's nothing to apologize for there. If she's proud of her choices, my feelings on the matter shouldn't bother her. Number 8, I'm not going to address any of the gay and trans stuff because I think that the discrepancies there are fairly obvious. 9, fun fact, Andrew refused to speak or look at me after the debate. He ran out and hid on the balcony. I went to try to go shake his hand and he ran back inside and wouldn't make eye contact. I look forward to watching Candace Owens rip Andrew a new one. The right is moving away from Philadelphia, and the Wilsons made a poor decision in siding with TPUSA. That is so good. That is so good. Damn, this bitch she can fucking debate too. Listen to her. And like I keep saying about that clip, someone actually had the way they put it out there, some people are seeing that she tore into Andrew and was making fun of his wife. Listen, if stating the facts about how many times you're married and how many baby daddies you have insults you, then I'm sorry. I'm very sorry for you. But stating the facts is stating the facts. All she did was say, you're sitting here saying you're a conservative when you have a wife who happens to have 3 different baby daddies. That was a fact. That wasn't an insult. The fact that he took it like that and took it into the screaming and yelling, I think it could have been a fake trigger. I think he was fake triggered by that. I don't actually think that was a real trigger. At first I did, but now I'm thinking he just faked it to find a way to end the debate, to try to win the debate, because he had no other anything, right? And he couldn't win that point. And so what he did was he faked a trigger and acted like he was so upset by this, and she insulted his wife so badly. It was the dumbest thing I'd ever seen. I'd never seen anybody debate like that. I would have been in jail that night, because when he started running his mouth, I would have climbed over that table and busted him in the jaw. That's what I personally would have done in that situation, but that's just me. She was very composed and very sweet and kind, and even tried to shake his hand after the thing, but he just ran away from her. He just ran away, couldn't make eye contact. He was mad. He was butthurt. It's weird. It's weird. He's a weirdo. Thank you, Charlie's Angel, so much for the $4.99 super chat. I'm laughing out loud to myself when I listen to you and I get started at the stoplight. I get stared at the stoplight. That happens to me too. I feel you on that one. And people, Truth, thank you so much for the super chat. Buy me a coffee. That's a place you can go if you don't want to tip on YouTube. You can always go to Buy Me a Coffee and buy me a coffee. Thank you for that. Andrew isn't even a debater. He probably is going to get some donor money for doing this, because he'll be walking away damaged boy man after Candace destroys him. A damaged boy man. Yeah, he's going to be a damaged boy man. Yes, he is. I was going to put this up when we were discussing him, because he's a master baiter. I put the D in there so it wasn't so rude, but that's my feelings on Andrew. I was actually going to make that my thumbnail for this, because we were talking about this too. But I chose the Candace one because it was like, I don't like looking at Andrew, so I chose to put Candace up there instead. But yeah, I mean, people are literally like, let me amend number 7. It's been nearly a year, and it was a long debate after the Wilsons told me one of Rachel's baby daddies had abandoned her and the other had ripped half her tongue out. Yowza! How the hell do you rip half of someone's tongue out? They asked me if I think she should have aborted her kid, which they asked me many times until they got the response they wanted. One of my responses was maybe she would have been better off aborting. That was in consideration to her options being abortion and tying herself and her children to a guy who abandoned them and a guy who rips women's tongues out. Yeah, good point. Good point there, girl. Let me actually like this too, because that was a good post. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, instant fan. Emmy handles the aftermath of the Pickles' spectacular self-immolation with considerable finesse. Her genius tack of breathtakingly deft. Then Pickles at Ux. Think Psych Ward tag team. Enter the fray and again contribute their own species of low rent trailer park invective. The entire episode has become an accidental seminar in rhetorical discipline, and to think this Stupix always sporting the patented fag in his mouth to indicate the hackneyed COPD Danny Zuko trope of lethal yet hip, actually touts himself as a Zen master, paleo Christian, and paleo con. as well as a sensei of blood sports debate, where he usually ends up self-inflicted bloody. See Boeotian? I don't know. By the by, Andy, touche for nailing the paleo descriptive, old, ancient, primitive, might I add, thusly, hoary, outmoded, prehistoric. Oh my goodness. Yeah, never become emotionally understand. Composure is a weapon. Yeah, I wouldn't be giving him any tips there, Lionel. Very funny. I guess the master debater was no match for a cunning linguist. He's cooked. Oh man, you really got him there. Hey, didn't you admit there was nothing more about Andrew and Rachel's family situation, but still used Andrew being a stepfather as some stupid gotcha? Pulled the clip, by the way, and here you argue Rachel would have been less promiscuous if she had aborted her children. Also, you lied in your tweet. You said your response to them if she shouldn't abort their kids was just that what I would have done. Maybe she should have. I mean, in a debate, aren't you giving your opinions? Yeah, it's a 6-hour debate. Yeah. They just seem like, they just seem so annoying in every way. I can't imagine wanting to sit down and discuss anything with them, right? I don't even think I'd want to sit down and talk to them. Like, maybe for 300 G's, I might. But otherwise, I don't think there's a chance in hell I would want to sit down with either one of these two. I mean, what's the point? I have no, like, I honestly see I guess that's the thing about I guess I'm different because I really don't care what they think about anything. Like I couldn't sit down and debate them because I don't care what their points are. You know what I mean? You have to actually care about what the other person thinks, I think, in order to debate them. And I could live the rest of my life and never hear another thing about either two of these people and what they think. So I couldn't have done it. Yeah, 1.5 hour break, cross-examine another 1.5 hours. That's not a debate. That's what I was thinking. That's why I thought that was dumb when he suggested that. I was like, that's kind of stupid, and I don't agree with that. I said that too. I'm like, why in the world would they want to do that? It didn't make much sense to me either. I think him and his wife just hurt whatever they had going on social media. Yeah, it's a lot. They come out here a lot. Let's see. Andrew, the guy going hard after Candace, and his wife did not like Charlie Kirk. Rachel Wilson had this to say about Charlie. Now, TPUSA, Andrew, Blake, Erika are singing Kumbaya with him and egging him on to tackle Candace in a mud wrestling debate. What's up? And that's the thing. He's over there hugging Erika Kirk. To me, that's fake. If you hate these people and you think they're so stupid and all this stuff that you think about them, and then you see them face to face and you go, I was just so god awful sorry to hear about her losing Charlie Kirk. That's the fakest shit I ever heard. I wouldn't go up to my enemies and somebody I hated and hug them and be like, I'm so god awful sorry. That's fake. I mean, you'd say you're sorry, but why are you hugging them? You don't just hug somebody. People don't just hug people anymore. You know what I mean? You just don't. You just don't go up to somebody, I'm god awful sorry to somebody you hate. No, you might apologize and go, look, you know what? I think you're a fucking asshole, but I'm really sorry about what happened to you because that sucks. You wouldn't be like, Moochie, lovey. I'm god awful sorry, girl. Fuck out of here. Wackadoos, man. Anyway, Rachel says, I feel like Charlie Kirk and Matt Getz have the same genetic defect that makes it look like their face is getting sucked into the center of their head. Yeah, coming from top model Rachel, who evidently has half a tongue. I don't know. And Kay Sue says Rachel Wilson is crashing out. Andrew needs to take that lady's phone away because she was on here just going to town. I mean, she was on X just flipping. She is over post and post and post and post and post. Here we go. For all the people who love running with the gossip mill lies about me, I have never been promiscuous. I mean, if you want to come out here and call me a whore, you go right ahead. You can call me a whore all you want. I know how many D's I had. I know all about my own life. I don't need you to know what I did to care about what you think about how many D's I've had. She's out there talking about how many D's she took. Girl, nobody wants to know. She's like, I have a lower body count than the vast majority of people calling me a whore. And let me tell you something. We don't say body count. We're not 19. I don't know. Anyway, I've never cheated on anyone, but I was cheated on even while I was pregnant. That's like a feel bad for me moment. I did not abandon my family, but was abandoned. Oh my gosh. I've been with the same man for 19 years. Just because you hear things repeated about me does not mean they're true. You are accusing me of being the predator of terrible things that were perpetrated against me, or the perpetrator of terrible things that were perpetrated against me. Not very honorable. And a lot of you should be ashamed of repeating such things. I hope you are judged by the measure with which you judge. Listen. Honestly, I feel bad for this girl because she got dragged in here because of Andrew, right? She did. She got dragged in here because of Andrew. Now everyone's on her shit. But I start feeling less and less bad for you when you're out here running your mouth and saying rude things. It's not your fight, so don't get in it. And then if you get in it, don't put posts like this crying about your body count and people calling you whores, right? I mean, you're out here in the fight. You wanted to jump in and say some really rude things to a whole bunch of people, and now you're like crying because people are calling you a whore. Andrew will never go through with this debate because he knows the facts, evidence, or even basic logic aren't on his side. And for all of his faults, I really don't get the impression he has a humiliation kink. That was Mel, village crazy lady. Yeah, I guess this was between Candace on August 7th. And she's like, listen, you have no idea how hard I'm trying to just lock this down, but he's genuinely insufferable and demands this all done publicly. Then what's the best email? Well, first, I would like to keep it public until we agree to the details. The minor stuff we can discuss. What is the stuff you feel is so major that hasn't been addressed? I really do not want to keep going back and forth publicly when we have broadly agreed to the terms already. You have my permission to share this conversation publicly, but I think it's time to act like adults now and work through whatever lingering hangups you may have, which I feel we have already sufficiently addressed. We haven't agreed to terms. You just publicly said you were upset about there not being a specific topic. I posted on stop messing around and agree to the terms. Like people don't want to, like he doesn't want to agree to any terms. Oh yeah, so Candace, this was Candace's counteroffer, right? Saying, here's my counteroffer that I just, or somebody said, here's Candace gave a counteroffer, and she comes in and says, LOL, no smoking, typical woman nonsense. I'm surprised she hasn't Me Too'd anyone yet, which I don't know what that means, but like, I do have to say, like, again, that's like the typical response of the American Medical Association, probably the American Cancer Association, and probably, again, just anyone who doesn't want to get cancer. That's not like a typical woman thing. It's like a typical anti-cancer thing. You know what I'm saying, girl? Yeah. I don't know. And then she tries to play it off like she didn't realize that they were talking about like smoking in their house. I got to find that because she does go on them. She was like, oh. Yeah, she's like, yeah, who clutches their pearls about smoking? Zoomer soy boys, maybe, or the type of woman who report everything to HR. And again, it's like, or people who just don't want cancer, bitch. For real? For real? Candace is like, okay. Guess I'm a Zoomer soy boy who reports everything to HR then because your husband will not be permitted to chain smoke around me. Not sure what kind of middle school peer pressure tactics these are, but I'm a 37-year-old adult mother of 5 and it's not going to work. And she goes, Candace, I'm 46-year-old adult mother of 5, and your bullshit isn't going to work on me either. I don't believe for 1 second that you thought Andrew was going to show up to an IRL debate and chain smokers next to you. I thought obviously that you were referring to a video debate if this was a stipulation. Who the fuck would honestly think that? What dumbass would honestly think that someone's telling someone they can't smoke in their own fucking home in a video debate? Who really would think that? Like, girl, please. Please. Goodness gracious. I thought obviously you're referring to a video debate, and now you're implying that I'm trying to peer pressure you into letting him smoke near you. Have you lost your mind? You can't be serious with this. It's absurd. And she got community noted. Candace never said he couldn't smoke virtually. She said he couldn't smoke around her or in her house in an in-person debate. Andrew's wife is trying to obfuscate the truth, but she either didn't listen to what was said or is blatantly lying. And Candace says, you sober right now? My exact counteroffer was that if he wanted to do the debate in person, he would need to come to me because I'm 7 months pregnant, and he would therefore not be allowed to chain smoke. You then started trashy little public meltdown about him not being able to chain smoke. Everyone else seems capable of following the debate counteroffer. You're all over the place. Someone said, wow, I hope she's not sober, because if she is, she has had several language comprehension skills. She has severe language comprehension skills. This is good. Candace says, I'm hoping she can try on some of that patriarchy she reps in her username. Would it be too much to ask her to shut up and let your husband negotiate his own business affairs? Oh, shit. Candace is a beast. She said, you're right, Candace. Have a good night. Oh, my God. Jeez, oh, man. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Yeah, with the IRL. Like, oh, my gosh. These people were wild. This is hilarious. I can't believe this. I can't believe this. I can't believe this is IRL. Like, I can't believe we're IRL right now, guys. This is like IRL. This is so crazy. Wow. That is so good. Candace is like, can you shut up and let your own husband take care of his own fucking business? Like, are you kidding me? And this is what I mean. She's out here making her man look weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker. I'll tell you what, I just can't imagine doing this to my man in public. Well, at least on the internet. Because I will say something. I will step to a bitch in public, but I won't sit here and have his internet battle with him, right? Like, on the internet, it's not like he can do anything to Candace. It's not like, I just can't. I just can't. Like, cause in real life, your man really ain't gonna smack down a bitch, but you can, but he can't. But in the internet, though, he ain't gonna be doing none of that. Just stay out of your man's business. He just makes him look super weak. It's like he needs his wife to handle his business, especially over smoking and trying to shame somebody who doesn't want people smoking around them is ridiculous. Like, that's the dumbest shit I ever heard, especially a pregnant lady. And maybe she just didn't understand what they were talking about, but I don't know. I doubt that's the case, because it was like all over the place. You know what I mean? Let's see what the comments said under this. You're right, Candace. Have a good night. Good night, Rachel. Let Andrew handle his affairs since he wants to debate Charlie's assassination so badly, because he got a one-time fee. Why the fuck are you reposting yourself constantly? Put down the box wine, please. This is embarrassing. Give it up, Rachel. Candace is in a different league than you. That's why you can't understand the simple things, like not wanting a secondhand smoke around her while she's pregnant. Sometimes it's better to think before posting out of rage. Yeah, see, because Andrew already said, I agree. If it's in person, I wouldn't be smoking anyways. Translator, I got cooked and I'm tapping out. That's enough attention for one night. This is a good one here. This is so good. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Erika regrets hiring Andrew Wilson to open jars. If Andrew hasn't told you to shut up yet, he really needs to. At this point, you're both embarrassing yourselves. You're making him look weaker than he already is. He's whining, you're whining, and Candace is typing with her eyes closed. Get your 500K on the table and shh. Oh my God. Pull yourself together. Oh my gosh. Shouldn't Candace be making Jordan a sandwich, or do vampire demons not need food? That's so dumb. You're effing weirdo ass B. B was dying for Candace to speak about her husband's, I don't know what this is, her H blank E. I don't know. Ho ass maybe. Wait, bitch was dying for Candace to speak about her ho ass husband. LMAO. I'm dead. These two roaches are fans. Effing goofy. Rachel, she will still try to sabotage the potential acceptance of the offer by TPUSA. Please don't let her. Be as nice and kind as you can, please. Oh my God. Just ignore her and wait until the case is over. Candace is nothing but a grifter. Andrew told her to shut the F up before he smacks the out of her. The only person he can use force doctrine on. Too much of a wuss to try with anyone else. Oh man. First time I've read something you have written that I agree with. He says, I don't understand what you're trying to do, but was this really necessary? Andrew is literally trying to debate your flat earth aliens are mating with three-legged Muslim ass for weeks. You're too chicken shit to accept. This person seems a little late to the party. Please stand down and let your husband handle this like a big boy. Promise you ain't helping. Oh my goodness gracious. These comments are amazing. Andrew is another Blake. Yeah. A Blake B. Yeah. I think he is definitely just something. He's in his own league, ladies and gents. He's in his own league. Let's just say that. We're having a watch party here for the debate if it happens. So I hope to God you guys all show up. We are going to laugh our asses off. It's going to be hilarious. And yeah, we need to agree on if we're going to pause it to make fun of them or at least Andrew, because I don't think we'll be making fun of Candace, but I think we can pause it to make fun of Andrew here and there. Because I mean, we're just gonna have to. We're gonna have to pause it and make fun of him. So it might just be like, I don't know. I just want to watch it with you guys. So whatever time it starts, we'll be here. If you want to join us in watching it and just laughing our asses off, you're more than welcome to watch it over here. I think it's gonna be so much fun. Yeah, we'll have to pause. Yeah, I think we will have to pause, but we can speed it up though. That's the good thing. When you pause, you can actually put it on 2 times speed after a couple, because then you get kind of behind and you can make it a little faster so we won't have to drag out certain things. So that will be good. That's the only thing I like about being able to pause it. So yeah. I think it's going to be so much fun. So definitely, definitely keep a lookout for when it's going to be, and we will be here for it. And I might go live another day this week. So just make sure again that you guys have all your notifications turned on. Make sure they're set to all so you don't miss nothing. Yeah, and I might either go live with the video of Andrew's reply to Candace because it was hilarious and I just want to snark on him a little bit, or I might just put it up as a video. I'll figure that out this week as well. But oh shit, Kennedy. Oh, that was a good one, but so mean was so good. Oh my God. No, Garrison, I want to do it right here on YouTube. So we'll be right here on YouTube and we're gonna watch it. And yeah, I think it'll be a blast. But yes, make sure all of your notifications are set to all so you don't miss any of the times we pop up live, because sometimes I just pop up live because I feel like hanging out with you guys and I don't want you to miss it. Also, please hit the like before you head on out. And thank you all so very much for hanging out with me. I had a fantastic Monday full of snark. I love you all so very much. And I will see you guys on the next one.
Let's wrap on this night. Hit the like and subscribe. Leave a final word before you go. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you got a laugh, it was all worth it. If you didn't like it, I don't give a shit. Don't be a monster, hit the like. Help me out, smash subscribe. Turn on notifications, don't miss the show. Hit the like before you go. Don't be a monster, hit the like. Help me out, smash subscribe. Turn on notifications, don't miss the show.